It's a really big evaporative air cooler, but does it work? Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and it is just hot. It is swelteringly hot. And if you don't have central air, you're probably melting right now, which is why something like this is such a great device. This is the Honeywell 3-in-1 evaporative air cooler, and it has a fan, a humidification system, and it does evaporative cooling. So it works for a 300 square foot room, which is a pretty large room, and it's pushing 500 cubic feet a minute of air through the system at maximum fan speed. Now, it has a water tank, and so basically the whole concept of evaporative air is that they have a device that soaks up water and you push air through the water and that just naturally cools it off. So on the side here, there is a little door and you just put water into it, and you could put up to 5 gallons, actually a smidge more than 5 gallons into it, and that's it, easy enough. And then on the top, there are a bunch of controls. Here's a close-up, and I'll walk you through them super quick. Left to right, they're cool, mode, timer, swing, speed, and power. So I'm gonna turn it on, and it starts out really fast, and then it brings it down to whatever speed you want. And I actually like to have it on, let's see, regular fan, so I can just choose what speed I want. And then there's medium and high and survive the bad heat. And it's all coming out the front, so unfortunately I'm on the wrong side of this, but it's pushing out air, and that air is not just cooler, but I can feel that it's, actually working with the water, though I really have to turn on the evaporative, and now there's actually a screen, so now I'm going to turn it all the way around. And so here's the back of the unit, and in fact, actually they tell you, turn it off when you're going to be doing this. So there is a screen that pops out, and this is a rudimentary air filter, and you can just clean it with a vacuum, super easy. And then underneath that is this, which is this honeycomb system, and this is actually, the water will be soaked up by this, and then as the air goes through, it will actually cool the air off because it's going through the honeycomb. Now, while it's open, let me tell you, there's something else really fun about this, is that it comes with 4 little freezer packs. So you can freeze these and then just put them in the water well. Now, initially I thought that there was going to be like little slots for them or anything, but it just seems like you just put them in there and don't worry about it. And then, obviously, when they have melted and are not working as well, you take them out and put them back in your freezer. You can do 2 at a time, there's 4 total, and that would give you the ability to have, cooler air, and then whenever that starts to warm up again, you just switch them and put the other ones in the freezer. So either way, that works well, and it's kind of a fun idea. I'll go ahead and leave all those in there, and I have one more out here, and then put this back. Oops. Not technically supposed to have it on without this being in, but I don't think that's going to damage anything. And we have the evaporative air, so excuse me while I enjoy this air. That's really nice. Sorry, I know you probably don't want to watch me enjoying air, but then I can turn on the rotation, and I'm going to turn this around again. And as you might suspect, this is on wheels. So by default, it's actually not particularly heavy when it doesn't have any water in it, but once you fill it up with 5 gallons of water, there's a fair amount of weight. So if you aren't ever going to move it, it comes with feet that you can put onto the 4 corners, and that stops the wheels moving the device. But for me, I want it to be able to be moved, so that gives me more portability. Now, there's also a remote control, and the remote control gives you all the functionality that you'd get on the top control, which is super handy. And in fact, let me go ahead and turn it off somewhere here. Well, turn it off here. It's not designed to go from above, so there's that. So 4 fan speeds, washable dust filter, oscillating louvers, which is this whole front part is actually, you can adjust it a little bit and it actually moves up and down. So yeah, I can do that. So I can adjust that. And then inside there's actually louvers that can move if you turn on that mode. The remote control, super handy, dedicated ice pack, wheels. And here's one of the things that's really important. Number one, there is a drain valve that by default is not plugged. It comes with the plug, but I learned kind of the hard way. If you just take this out of the box and put water in, it's all gonna just come out the bottom. So under here where the power cord is, there's a little plug and there's a little piece of rubber that comes in the box, and yeah, you wanna put that in before you put the water in. Or you're gonna do what I did, which is like, what the heck? So, easy thing to deal with. Now, one of the really huge issues, the thing that makes evaporative air coolers so nice is that they're so energy efficient. So you think about like an air conditioner and they need refrigerant, right? And that's not very environmentally friendly. And a lot of them, like the little in-window ACs, take a huge amount of electricity. This, I kid you not, is a 175 watt appliance. And when you have it on high and evaporative cooling, it is pushing out a lot of lovely cool air and using a lot less electricity than your microwave oven is. So that's a real win because you want to have nice cool air, but you don't want to pay the penalty of a huge amount of electricity on your next bill, right? So there's really a lot to like about this. And really the reason it's big is it's just trying to push that air through the whole cooling system. So I've shown you the filters. I've shown you the water opener. It does have handles, so you can pick it up. It is heavy because it's about half full of water right now. Not much else to tell you about. It is a two-prong plug. It does have a sleep mode, so that's important because I know a lot of people don't like having all the lights on and everything, so that's something worth knowing. And the timer can be 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, or 8 hours, which is great. And what I really like is the sleep mode because it's an 8-hour timer and every 2 hours it steps down to the lower level of fan. So 7 or 8 hours in, it's on the lowest fan setting and then it just turns off. So if you think about how the temperature tends to lower as the night goes on, that's exactly right, and this does exactly the right thing. And the bonus is you wake up, it's nice and cool in your room. This is not on, you don't have to remember to turn it off. It's just gone to sleep. And then the next night, you take, actually in the morning, you take these out of the water reservoir, you put them in your freezer, and when you get home, or when it just gets so darn hot you can't handle it, you put a couple of them into the water reservoir, turn the thing on, and go right back to cooling your air with evaporative air cooling. So really cool. I really like this. This is a really neat solution that is just so much more energy efficient and reasonably portable given its size, obviously. And the thing is that they have that removable valve so that you can drain it if you're gonna like put it in your car and take it to like, I don't know, to grandma's house or something, right? So you drain it totally, and then if it falls over or something, you don't have to worry about water falling out. And then when you get there, you plug it in again, plug that hole up, super important, then fill it up with water, then turn it on, and then say, wow, this is pretty sweet, actually. So there's a lot to like about this, especially in the middle of all this heat. So let me just tell you about the price, but before I get there, let me ask if you can subscribe to my channel and go ahead right down there and click like. If you appreciate this video, I appreciate your feedback. Great. So at honeywellstore.com, this is $325.45, the Honeywell 3-in-1 evaporative air cooler. But if you look for it on Amazon, Honeywell is selling it on Amazon for $273.90. So that's about $50 cheaper by going through Amazon, and then you get, the free shipping and all that sort of stuff. So I would say either way, you definitely want to check this out. And if you don't mind, I'm going to turn this back on. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to cool off a little bit. So with that, I'll catch you in my next video.